Hello, this is Karia again, and this is a little bit of an off-topic video. I normally do adult coloring videos, but I just thought I would do this fun video just like as a random sort of off-topic video. Anyway, if you've ever knit cables, then you know that cables can be a real pain, and they can also be really slow. So in order to knit cables, you need to get your cable needle out. You need to slip the stitches onto the cable needle. Right, you slip the cables onto the knitting needles, and then you knit these stitches, and then you have to knit these stitches from the cable needle. There's another way to do this, and I really like this way, and this is what I mainly use, but let me show you two ways to do this that are a lot faster and that will get you finished with your cabling much faster and will make cabling much more enjoyable. In fact, I was looking for some new, I think my next project might be an all over knit pattern, an all over cable pattern, because this is so much easier. Anyway, so what I'm using here is I'm using 2 strands of alpaca and merino wool held together. So this is going to be super slippery, but essentially what you do is you pull, I know this feels weird, you pull the stitches out, right, and then you slip them onto the needle, onto the following needle. This is making me nervous because this is normally not how I do it, but I'm just going to do it here for demonstrations. And then you put them back here and you continue as you were. And now when you knit them, they will already be cabled. So let's see here. I'm just going to knit this here really quickly. I'm a slow knitter. I'm not one of those people that does the continental. Now what I don't like about this method is when you're working with 2 strands held together, it can be a little bit of a pain to make sure that you got both strands in all the way. So so there's that. So I'm actually going to pause, fix this, and then I'll continue. Alright, I fixed it, I think, and now I am ready to continue. And you just knit across. And so you did the cabling, so you basically rearranged the stitches in the correct order, and now when you do the cabling, it should just be cabled. But I want to show you this. And then after I do this, I'll show you the way that I have been doing it lately, which is a little bit slower than this method. But I still like it because I still feel like it gets the cabling done much faster than the method that you learn when you first learn cabling. So I'm going to pause right here and I'm going to show you the way that I do it. That's basically a modification of this method here that's a little bit safer for me, and I have less problems with the stitches falling on and off. Alright, so now I'm going to show you my modified method of doing this. So you take the stitches, you slip them off the same way as if you were going to use the cable needle regular, and then you slip them onto the needle, and then you just slip them back on. And you can do it at once or one at a time, and this is actually, to me, much faster. And once again, you slip them back, and now you've done basically the same thing as both the original cabling and the one where you just pick up the stitches and you have the stitches on hold. I like this method. It's a little bit slower, but it's also way safer because you never drop the stitches, and you're only working with the actual cable needle for a matter of seconds. So in less than a minute I was able to do this cable section here. See that in less than a minute I was able to do that cable section here. So I'm going to pause and I'm going to show it to you again. You know what I haven't done is I haven't done a cabling the traditional way, I guess. So I'm just going to do this the traditional way, and we'll see. See, this is the problem that you run into when you cable the regular way, is you got this cable needle that's kind of in the way, but we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway just to make the point, I guess, of the difference in terms of how comfortable it is and how fast it is. So there's here. So this took about 50 seconds. So we are going to pause one more time, and I got one more, and I'm going to do this one the way that I normally would. Alright, so this is the last time I'm going to show you this. Let's pick these up. A little nervous doing this on film, but move these here, put these back, and then you are ready to knit. And then you just knit across, and you don't have to keep track of, you know, like where you are with your cabling and all that other stuff. This is especially useful for when you don't want to work with those annoying cable needles, but you also but you don't want to just like have them out there just being all loose and stuff, which is fine if you are working, like, let's say you're doing just, you know, cabling 2 over, and you have you're only using 1 yarn, and you're not using a very slippery yarn at that, but this is two yarns, and both of them are a little bit on the slippery side. And here you go. So on the tight side, this will loosen up once you get going, and that's it. Let me show you what I'm gonna finish this row, and then I'll show you what I'm making. So this pattern is a pattern that I designed a while back, and I didn't write down the exact pattern, but it's pretty easy to do. Alright, so what I'm making here is basically a shawl. So I'm making a triangular shawl, but I have scooped out the middle so that it is basically like a kind of like a cross between a shawl and a poncho. And I wanted to do this in one piece. There's a number of ways you could do this. You could have done this L shape where you knit up one side and then you add on stitches, or where you, or you know, like that sort of thing, but or where you finish one square and then you finish like a long rectangle, and then you just cast on additional stitches. But what I really wanted to have is I wanted to have that thing like when you have a shawl where it grows out from the middle, and I wanted everything to face the same way, just like a shawl where everything grows out from the middle. So that's what I had to do. That was the most challenging part of coming up with the pattern on how to do this, was the idea of having it grow out from the middle. Oh, it's actually been a while since I put in a lifeline, but that's it. All right, I just want to show you guys that it's not really, you know, there's different ways of doing the cabling, but I just wanted to show you that because that's how I usually do my cabling. The other thing is it's easier if you work with a cable, with like a cable hook or a crochet hook that's a lot smaller than the one that you are working with. The one I'm working with is a 5.5, and this is a 3.5, and this is probably too big. I probably should get like a size 3, but I don't have a size 3 that's a crochet hook like this, because I like using this to pick up mistakes. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this super quick off-topic video, and stay tuned for a cat video, and don't forget to be kind to one another, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.